Obfuscation is a little bit different. Obfuscation, the word, because we don't use that one in English much. If you translate it to another language, you might use it in another language more, but we don't use it in English much. Obfuscation is to confuse. If you've obfuscated something, you've made it be confusing in its new state. So obfuscation is to confuse. You could say that encryption is obfuscation. If you look at text that's been encrypted, it's not going to be clear. You should not be able to read encrypted data. You shouldn't be able to look at an encrypted picture and have it make any sense. So you should be left scratching your head going, I don't know what this is. So you could say that encryption is obfuscation, but not all obfuscation is encryption. Those two don't go together. Because if you think about something like the font wingdings, personally, it is something that has just baffled me over the years. Who invented wingdings and how did we get to 3? And if you don't know the font wingdings, next time you're in Microsoft Word or someplace, PowerPoint or something else, change the font and go hunting for wingdings, and it puts it in characters, not letters, but stars or arrows or something. It's a different topic for a different day. But if you change the font and put it into wingdings and somebody tries to look at it, they should be left confused. Then you could send I'm not saying this is secure, then you could send your document to the other side, and then they can translate it, or they can change the font from wingdings back to any other font, and then they should be able to read it. Exactly, Rahul. It changes it to icons and symbols. It is not security. If somebody isn't savvy when it comes to fonts, you could change something to wingding fonts, and somebody else looking at it is going to go, I don't know what you people are doing, and move on without actually knowing you're having a secret conversation or something. I don't know why they created wingdings, but the font wingdings would leave somebody confused when they're looking at it. So you could say, if you converted it to wingdings, you have obfuscated. There are other things you could do. You could write it in a different format rather than ASCII. You could write it in EBCDIC, which is a different bit level. So literally looking at it in the bits, or change it to a different base. Instead of base 2, base 16, go to base 64 or something else. Yep, exactly. So when somebody's looking at it, or possibly servers or IDSs or something along the way is looking at the data, that it could be left confused because it's in a different mathematical format than they were expecting. And the device or the person looks at it and goes, don't know what it is. Doesn't look bad, so we'll let it go on through. So base 64, you could say, is obfuscation. It's not that a computer can't read it. A computer just has to know that's what it is, so it can read it. It's not security, but it's a term. So if it was an extra piece somebody was adding in amongst all the security, it could be helpful someplace. I don't have a really good argument or scenario where this would be the answer. I'm sure there is one, but it's not a strong security feature.